Hey everybody, we are teaching Vermilion. And this class we're going to be talking about the color wheel. Basically, it's an easy way for you to know how to mix colors to find the exact color you're looking for. Now, this is something that is often taught in primary school art class, but if you haven't used it for a while, you might not remember all the details. This is also a fun way to practice blending colors, so even if you don't know what you want to paint, you can get some brush action going just practicing how you mix colors. So I'm just going to grab one of our regular old brushes here, our friend Filbert, and we're going to just apply color to the canvas in a way that shows you how they blend together. Now, Vermilion paints with color like it does in the real world, unlike most VR art programs. Most of those, because they're in a computer, they use a system called RGB, red, green, blue, to mix colors. That is not how Vermilion does it. No, this is more like using crayons or paints in the real world. We'll have a whole other video discussing RGB versus real world, or projected light versus reflected light. Today we're just going to see how the colors in Vermilion mix together. Now we have what are called the primary colors, and in fact one of the palettes is just those primary colors. So I'm going to switch to the primary palette so you can see we have blue, yellow, and red. Instead of red, green, blue, we have red, yellow, blue. So what I'm going to do on the palette over here is I'm going to put all three of these colors on their own part of the page. So we've got our bright blue over here. We have our bright red up on top. Our YB. And we'll get our yellow over here. Oops, I got a little bit of green in there. So let's try that again. Undo that on the board. Be careful about getting our yellow. In fact, I'm going to put it over here so I can smear it around with less caution. Okay. Yellow. Red, yellow, blue. The primary colors. They're called primary colors because they're the base ones. They're pure. You can't mix other colors to make red. You can't mix other colors to make blue. So these are the original three. With these three, you can actually create just about any other color in the rainbow, except perhaps extreme white and extreme black. So in our primary palette, we actually got white right here, so I'm going to add white, and I'm actually going to put it right in the center. You can barely see it on the canvas, white on white, but you can just see the reflection of it. Now I'm going to grab the other canvas, the other palette, so I can get some black as well. Black, put it down here, so that when I switch back to the primary palette, I can just add black over here. Okay. And I'm going to add black on the outside, because as we mix colors, we can make those colors paler or darker. So instead of a bright red, I could have a soft pink. Or instead of a bright blue, I could have a really dark midnight blue. So by adding white or black to the colors, we can get different shades of those colors. So to start with, these are the pieces we got to work with. We have our red, yellow, blue as the colors, black and white to change the tone. As we start to mix the colors, that's where we get what are called secondary colors. So if I have some blue and I add some yellow, blue plus yellow make green. So I'm going to go in here between blue and yellow and add some green. Now with these colors, let's spread this out a little bit more here. With these colors, the more we add of the primaries, the more it will tint it in that direction. So if I start with my greens over here, you can see they're all the same shade of green, but now I'm just going to add a little bit of blue to it. Get some blue, add it to the green, get some more blue, add it to the green, get some more blue. You can see the more blue in the color, but as we go green, less blue, it really works to show how the colors blend together. Same way if we go in the opposite direction. Let's get some yellow over here so I can really work with it. and start bringing yellow into this green. The more yellow we add, the paler, the brighter, the more yellow the color. And as we add more blue, it goes greener and greener all the way around to the blue. Yellow plus blue makes green. So if I add red and yellow, here's some red, add it to the yellow, red plus yellow makes orange. The more red you add, the more red the orange will become. And then as you blend them together, now if we go in the opposite direction, we start adding more yellow to the color. Now it's going to go in that direction, starting from a bright yellow and beginning to darken and pale to the red. So you can see how we got this wheel action going. Primary colors that get blended to make secondary colors. And the amount you use changes how it's going to work. So naturally, if I get some bright blue and add some bright red, we're going to get some nice purples. There we go. Let's get some purples in here. And as you would expect, the more blue we add into the purple, now we'll swing it around to the red side and start adding more red into this lovely purple. Starts out very red indeed, but as we keep going around the circle, it's going to get bluer and bluer into the purples. So we have this wheel to show how the colors blend together. And as you go around the wheel, you can see how the color shifts based on which primary you're moving towards. Now the other palettes just have pre-mixed colors. So if you want shades of green, rather than trying to mix your own every single time, the Bob Ross palette, for example, has several shades of green, several shades of yellow and orange already mixed for you. So as you work, you don't have to mix these colors from scratch. If you do find your favorite shades of color, remember that you can save palettes, so I can actually get some of that color off of here and add it to the palette. Actually, the palette knife works best for this, so I'm going to get some of this purple here and add it to my palette. Now we'll spread it around a little bit. Now I can use this purple for other paintings, save this palette. I don't have to remix it every single time. Because trying to get the exact same shade of color every single time can be very, very difficult. Because there'll always be a little bit more one way or the other. So the wheel part of the color wheel is showing how these primaries mix together. Now, the inner and outer parts. Let's go with our purple example here. I'm really going to whip myself up a whole lot of purple. Okay, we got some better purples going here. So I've got this lovely shade of burgundy that I'm extending in and out from there. We're going to blend our purple colors together so you can see it going red. But now I'm going to take this white. And if we start adding white, you can see it's a very pale shade of this purple. And the more white we have, the more pastel this color becomes. Get some fresh white in here. So as we go in and out, now let's get some of that black coming in from the outside. Gives us darker shades of our color. So whether we want darker greens or darker blues, the amount of our blacks and whites changes the tone of that shade of the color. And it's just a matter of spending the time to get the exact shades you want, save them for when you can need them, and use them later. So you may have a green palette based on the colors you need. So this is how colors work in Vermilion. You find the tones and the hues and the shades you're looking for, and you can use those in the palette. Normally we're not painting it as a circle like this, but it's a great way to practice and to practice your blending of colors. Then once you get a grip on how the colors work, when you're ready to go into your other paintings, you'll know how to get the exact greens, the exact reds that you're looking for. Combination of the primary colors plus the white and black to get the exact color you want. Mixing colors in Vermilion based on this basic color wheel. So I'm just going to quickly fill in a few more colors. We'll time-lapse that, and you can see a little bit more of a completed wheel. Thanks for listening. We're just going to do this for a little while and let the credits go. So if you get the idea, we'll see you next time. Have fun painting. But if you want a little bit of ideas on how this works, I'm going to do a little bit right now. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you in Vermilion.